You play Real Salt Lake on Saturday before traveling to Mexico, to Monterrey. So how are you balancing the squad rotation and players fatigue with this schedule?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to make some rotations through the course of this busy 2 weeks. Some guys who've been able to recover quickly over, and have had steady games, and we think are in good fitness levels to recover and repeat. We'll play, more, and other guys will have to rotate through. So we'll try to maintain balance in our squad. We know there's guys also, like we said, who are just coming back in from injuries, and others that we have to be mindful of their process. But yeah, we're always going to try to maintain balance and put the best squad out on the field to give us a chance to get results in each of these games. And tomorrow is the first stage of this sort of 2 legs, and so we've got to try to take care of business in a way that sets us up to try to go to Monterrey and get a result. So tomorrow is important as kind of that setup game and the home game, and making sure we're steady in the right ways.
Coach Roberto Flores from Monterrey, Mexico. You have the history with Tigres. You go with Toronto and eliminate Tigres in El Volcán. What do you feel about that, to tell your players that it could be possible to go over there, the atmosphere and everything, and take Tigres down? What do you expect of this series?
Well, I think what's important is tomorrow we give ourselves the best advantage that we can before going down there. So it's going to be really the primary focus is on the match tomorrow. And with every team, if we do the right things and we do them well and we execute in the key moments of the game, any good team is also beatable in that situation. And again, for us, it's been about eliminating errors and mistakes and things where you don't want to give up away goals, especially in an event like this. So it's about being secure, both on the defensive side, but trying to give ourselves an advantage as we go down there. And then, as we go down there, it's just about it's about managing the environment, sticking to the things that make you a good team, trying to take away the advantages of Tigres, which is they're a very good team, obviously have been for years, and just trying to manage the situation and understanding the context of the game and on the context of the series at any given point. And so, for us is tomorrow just to try to set ourselves up in the best way to give ourselves some advantage, ideally, as we go to Mexico.
And we'll transition to Zoom. Let's go ahead and start with Damian Calhoun. Go ahead, Damian, unless you don't want to ask a question. We'll go to Josh Gussman.
I'm here.
All right, go ahead, Damon.
Somebody had me muted, man. Unmute me. Greg, just want to get your thoughts on, of course, the last 3 games, 2 draws and the loss on Saturday. If you can look at 3 games individually, have you seen are you seeing progress, and what are the steps you guys can take to put that full 90 minutes together?
Yeah, I have seen progress in our group. I mean, I think the 2 games on the road, I thought, we at least deserved a draw in it. I thought we were steady and pretty savvy in just kind of our road performances, if you will. I still think in general, well, let's go to yesterday or the other day. I think for 75 minutes until the penalty kick call, I thought we were very much in control of the game. I think their expected goals at that point was like 0.26 or 0.23. They weren't hurting us. They weren't creating anything. We were having our fair share of possession. We were playing the game, our fair share in our attacking half. We were still getting into some pretty good spots. I just felt like we were very much in control of the situation, and I felt like the penalty call kind of created an emotion that we didn't manage the last 15 to 20 minutes very well to set ourselves up to try to win or take a point. I thought we got a little bit disjointed, and I think it was as much an emotional thing as anything. But I thought we were really steady and connected and did a great job of, like I said, managing and setting ourselves up to get 3 points. So I've seen growth in that. I thought, again, a lot of good takeaways from that. The thing for us is continuing to eliminate the errors that are killing ourselves because we are making mistakes that are making it really difficult for us to get 3 points. We haven't been a team so far this year that's putting 3 goals up on the board. You know, we're going to need to be steady on the defensive side while we're continuing to build our ability to break teams down, create good chances, and to finish more chances, so that we're the high flying sort of scoring machine that we were a year ago. We're not bad at this moment, and so we have to be more steady on the defensive side and not making errors. So, but we're continuing. I'm seeing some progress on the chance creation side and the areas that we're getting into. But I think there's still a lot of room for us to improve on that side of things. So there's steps moving forward. We're, getting healthy is going to be a part of that, getting guys a little bit sharper, getting our, guys working together in the final actions a little bit more. We're guys who are moving defenders and creating spaces with their runs off the ball, not necessarily just looking to see how they can get the ball. So some things that we, that we certainly can improve on, but I do think in terms of our overall play, we're definitely making some strides.
And just one more, did Joe come through Saturday okay? And what's his, as you look for tomorrow and also Saturday, with Saturday in mind, how do you sort of balance his return?
Yeah, he came through okay. I mean, there wasn't a ton of high intensity moments that I felt like he got himself into or that showed themselves down the stretch. So he wasn't at any point really in like a full sprint or full speed, but he's done that all in training all through the last sort of week and a half to 2 weeks. But he came out of it fine physically, and he'll be ready to play a role tomorrow. And we're just gonna, our plan over the next 2 weeks is to continue to build him up. And by the end of the stretch of 2 weeks, we feel like he should be ready to be 90 minutes, kind of game in and game out. But he's not there yet.
Thank you,
Josh Guessman. You can go ahead next.
All right. Thanks, Kevin. Thanks, Greg, for talking to us. Do you have to guard a little bit against frustration when you guys are seemingly, you put yourself in a really good spot on Saturday and didn't get the win, and then you've had a little success in CONCACAF Champions Cup, being able to, do you have to worry about the frustration sort of carrying over into this tournament?
Well, it's actually something we talked about yesterday with the group as they came in to kind of regen and turn it around to look forward to this next game. Was, again, it's all process oriented. We have emotion after the game, and we're pissed that we lose a game that we're in control of. And guys have the right to have that raw emotion in those moments. But I think when you take a step back and you look at process, everyone in that locker room, myself, everybody, we know that for 75 minutes or whatever it was until the penalty kick call, we were very much playing a nice, steady, controlled, connected game, and we had positioned ourselves to get 3 points. So when you take away the individual errors, the mistakes, maybe a little bit of a difficult call, and you step back and you look at the performance, there's a lot of positive things inside of that we need to build on and grow on. When you take the emotion out of it a little bit more, that's where you can land. Still understanding that there's plenty of things that we need to improve upon and ways that we can get better. But when you strip away the emotion and you talk about making strides as a group, there's certainly some positive things. And I think this group recognizes that. And also just the urgency in general to in the league starting to get points. In the tournament, it's really it's one game at a time. It's all about tomorrow, trying to create the best scenario for the second leg. I don't think we feel like we can win this series tomorrow. It's all going to come down to the second one, but the importance tomorrow is that we're steady, we don't lose it, and we give ourselves an advantage as we go down there.
Thanks, Greg.
Thank you.
Rob Harlon, go ahead.
Hey, Greg, thank you so much for talking to us. In the first fixture against Herediano, we saw John McCarthy go ahead and take the starting goalkeeper position as Novak was starting in the league. Now we see John starting in the league. So might we see Novak take that position now in the Champions League, kind of like a switch? Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not really choosing it specifically based off of what event we're playing in, or whether it's CONCACAF or whether it's the league. I think it's trying to set these guys up each individually to be successful, to stay connected to the process of moving forward. You know, so right now it's I'll make a decision tomorrow based on tomorrow, but also with the mindset of looking at the bigger picture at some point. So you know, it's we want one of them to catch sort of the rhythm and to be the guy that is gonna, you know, steadily manage the situation, you know, through the season. So it's trying to work through that process a little bit.
Andres Islas, go ahead.
Thanks, Kevin. Hello, Greg. Andres Islas from Fox Sports Mexico. Well, what have you been able to study about Tigres? Is there anything about the Mexican team that concerns you? And also, while talking about the rivalry between MLS and Liga MX, with your experience, do you think the gap in quality between both leagues is closing? Thanks.
Thank you. First, in terms of Tigres, you know, first and foremost, they have good players all around the field. Every single player on the field is competent with the ball, competent without the ball, and has quality. And so, you know, that's the one thing I think about the Mexican League teams, especially the top tier of Mexican League teams that are competing for the championship there every single season, is they have high quality players in every aspect of the field. And so then you have to be mindful, and that quality can punish you at any given moment. And so you have to be really steady and clean about how you defend, and you can't make mistakes, because just one chance can be the difference, because again, the quality that's on the field. So, you know, we've seen them in terms of their structure and how they want to play, and the positions and the quality of the players in each of those positions. What I think they're really interesting about is just how vertical they are able to get in the front five, if you will, with those wing backs and the two interior midfielders, and their willingness to run through the lines. And when teams are running through the lines like that, they force you to really have to make some good decisions, stay cohesive, communicate through different scenarios. And so they certainly ask some questions of you when you're on the defensive side of things, and then to go with it is the quality of each individual player. On the defensive side, very organized. You know, they like to be aggressive once they establish something that is pretty, you know, in my eyes, where they establish their references and they see that it's predictable and they recognize their cues, they're releasing and they're pressing, and they're pretty aggressive in those moments. And we've got to be able to not get ourselves squeezed into spaces where they're able to turn it into kind of one-on-ones and turn it into, or they have overloads defensively. We've got to be able to move the ball quickly, get in and out of spaces, not allow them to force us to play into these traps. And we got to find ways how to, once we can break those moments, is to be able to really attack their back line and create some real goal scoring chances. So, but again, very good team, well coached, well organized, both sides of the ball, a lot of quality, which is why these games are so wonderful, because the challenges are high level.
All right. Thank you for your time, Greg.
Thank you. Appreciate it.